right, good morning. Committee on Parole, we are reconvening at West Baton Rouge Parish on Thursday, April 27th, 2023. It's 9:51 a.m. Is there any staff in the room there with you, sir? Y'all are on mute. He can't hear us. Y'all are on mute. Thank you. There you go. Now I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can't hear me?
Okay.
Yes. Good morning. Okay.
Good morning.
Would the staff at West Baton Rouge introduce yourself, please, for the record?
Good morning, Board. Warden Juge at West Baton Rouge Detention Center.
Good morning, Warden Juice. Thanks for accommodating us this morning.
Yes,
And we have
ma'am.
for us, we have Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Williams, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Todd Williams, 586321.
All right. We are here for a revocation decision this morning. I'm a little disappointed.
Ma'am?
I'm a little disappointed that I am seeing you again.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw you in February.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, you know the drill. We're going to read the violations against you, and you're going to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll make a revocation decision. So, Mr. Williams, you're accused of violating the conditions of your parole, specifically condition number 4. You failed to refrain from criminal conduct on or about February 27, 2023 by the commission of violation of a protective order. How do you plead to violating condition number 4?
Guilty. With a statement.
Okay. And then condition number 13, which was a special condition, on February 16, 2023, the parole board ordered no contact with the victim of your previous domestic abuse conviction. You failed to refrain from having contact with your wife as ordered by the parole board on February 16, 2023, when on or about February 27, 2023, you were found to be in contact with her. How do you plead to violating the special condition number 13?
Guilty with a statement.
Right. Your statement, let's hear your statement about condition number, well, all of it, that's all related. Tell us.
You see, whenever they let me out from Riverbend Detention Center, they let me out. And I told the warden when I was in the front, I'm like, excuse me, this is the victim that they releasing me to, that's in the parking lot right now, that I caught the domestic on. And he like, well, that's the person that they contact to release you to. And I told him, I'm like, this is the victim that I don't supposed to be around. Or you like, you're a free man, you gotta go. You gotta get off my compound.
All right, what date were you released?
February the 22nd, 2023.
All right.
Well, thank
So
you.
that was that day, and then it says on February 27th, you were found to be in contact with her 5 days later.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Because she come to bring me my clothes. When she come to bring me my clothes, her tie had went on a flat, and I was changing her tie. Then the state trooper came and he asked her everything was all right. She like, yeah. He like, can I run your name through? He ran her name through for her ID and her registration and everything. And then he ran mine through, and he like, ain't you just got out of prison? I'm like, yes, sir. I got my paperwork. I got my paperwork right here. She came to bring me my clothes and stuff. And that's what had happened. And he locked me up, and he said it wasn't no big thing. And I told him that I had like 4 days left on a protective order, or like a week left on a protective order. But
No, it's not so, because we ordered that you were to have no contact with your wife until you completed the domestic violence program.
no,
So,
I was
much longer than that.
I was talking about the paper that they had given me when I had released. They had given me a paper that had said
All
that.
right. All right. How long you been in jail?
I've been in jail 2 months right now.
When, so when were you, this is since February?
Yes, ma'am.
In February?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know, just 7.
No, January, February, March, not February. I got out I got out, and when I went to see my parole officer, it was it was March. It should be the beginning of March whenever you my first week of going to see the parole officer.
Right? Why didn't you sign up for the domestic abuse program?
That was the week that I supposed to go. I went to see my parole officer. I went to see the people in Villeplex for the parole, and they sent me to see my parole officer, and I was going to sign up for that, but I got locked up. That was all that same week. I had did everything, but I ain't never get to go to the class yet. I did everything that y'all had wanted me to do it, except go to the class because the parole officer had locked me up. And I was locked up from February the 27th, and the 28th. And then whenever I got out, the parole officer backdoor locked me right back up for violating the thing. But I was doing everything right with that there.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. Let me just read the notes real quick. You had new charges?
No, just the violating the protective order.
It's new charges.
That's a new charge.
All right. Anything else you want to say to us?
No, I was, I was working and doing everything right, except, but whenever I caught, she come to pick me up, and that's the only thing that really messed everything up for me. Everything that y'all told me to do, I was doing it. I went and got my little job. I had started working with my uncle at the paint and body shop. I was getting everything right at my mama's house and the rent houses that I had. I was doing everything I supposed to do, but she come bring me them clothes, and I got in trouble for her bringing me my clothes. Because we was calling her quick because I told her I ain't want nothing to do with her.
Ms. Wise has a question.
Sir, as you sit in jail now with all this happened, have you thought about what could you have done differently?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell us what you would do differently.
What I said, like, whenever I got released from River Bend, when the warden told me, like, when I told him about the situation with the
Right.
releasing me to
Now,
the victim.
what did you should have done? I don't want to hear what you could have done differently.
No, that's what I'm getting to. Whenever he told me about that, I should have just told him I need to call another ride so I can go ahead, and because this wasn't gonna work. And also what you should have done is left the facility, even if that meant walking on the highway. No, damn,
Listen to me. If the warden said you gotta leave here, you would have said, okay, may I please make one more phone call and just went on and started walking home.
yes,
Then your
ma'am.
wife got the message that I'm gonna obey the parole board. They told me to have no contact with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And what else you could have done differently?
No, not be around him. Not be around him. But that's what I was doing when I asked the warden to call. He like, well, I got her. I asked him if I could have took off walking. He like, no, you can't leave from the facility walking. I say, well, I'm a free man. He said, you can't.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know
That's what I asked him. I'm like, man, I promise you, I got the paperwork right here. I said, I can't leave with her. That's the victim that just told me. He said, well, you got to get off the compound with her because she signed the paperwork. And I told her when I got in the car, I said, I'm supposed to be around you. She like, I'm just dropping you home and that's it. I said, I don't even know how you even know I made parole.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the jail contacted her and told her that I had made.
So you made it home safely in a car.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, no contact. No contact means no contact.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I just wondered, that's the only questions I had, because I just wondered about your thinking, sir, about how you control the situation,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can. That's all I had, Chair.
All right. The report does say that you were rearrested prior to being referred to counseling for the domestic abuse, that your officer was trying to work with you to get you in there.
Yes,
But all this happened and you couldn't complete.
yes, ma'am. I promise you, if I get a second chance, I'll go to class because there's no problem with me going to class because when I was in prison, I took classes like that and I always graduate them. I just did 10 years. I'm trying my best to do right out there, but I caught that charge, that violated.
The charge was you were on the way home.
Yes, ma'am. I was on my way, ma'am.
She had the flat tire when you was that
Yes,
on?
ma'am. And I was Yeah,
Or that was like,
we was on
that
the
was-
way to Opelousas and I was changing a tire and,
that was 5 days later?
huh?
That was 5 days later.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that when she brought you the clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
She had a flat.
Yes, ma'am.
You were at your house? Where were you?
No, I was in Opelousas and she come pick me up and I was getting my clothes from Crowley, Louisiana. That's like down the street.
That's different. That's different. You said she was bringing you your clothes, but she came to pick you up, probably because you asked her to go get your clothes from Crowley. So you're not being totally honest with me.
No, on the paperwork, this is what I'm trying to explain to you. On the paperwork, whenever she dropped me at Opelousas, when I got out, I was in Opelousas for them couple days. And then she come to Opelousas they got a paper that that my parole officer, I think he sent y'all saying that she said that she come to pick me up to bring me my clothes, and then she was dropping me home. And that's what I had.
You got in the car with her. That's
Yes,
all I
ma'am.
can say. You should not have gotten in the car with her. So
Yeah.
that, now what that tells me is you're not really, you say you are, but you're not taking seriously what we had to say. I don't have any other questions. Is there anything else you'd like to say to us before we vote?
I want to say I apologize, and I promise if y'all give me another chance, I'm telling you I'm gonna do right. And it's no reason for me to go back around there because I don't got no clothes or nothing at our house no more. Everything is at my house in Opelousas.
Yeah, well, there was no reason for you to go back around her in the first place, since
Yes,
you're panel prepared to vote?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
All right, Mr. Williams, I believe you were really trying, but I believe you could have made better decisions. My vote today is to revoke your parole because I find that you violated conditions of your parole. Mr. Rocher.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to revoke your supervision because I find you guilty of violating conditions number 4, number 13 of your supervision contract.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams, my vote is the same for the same reasons. You really got to take control of what you can control. Control the controllables, and you didn't do that. Best wishes to you, sir.
All right, sir. Today your parole's been revoked. Good luck to you, Mr. Williams. Thanks for accommodating us this morning.
Ma'am, thank y'all. Y'all have a good day.